We'll use this video to go over about the rules and everything for citing sources for paper 2. So the first thing to know is the requirements. I'm just going to go over that for paper 2 you have to have three outside sources. Two of those have to be from the library databases. So that means you can have all three of your outside articles come from the library databases, or you can have two articles come from the library databases and one article come from a general internet source, or you can have two articles come from the library database and one article come from the anthology that is not Horowitz or Freeland. So that just means that you're finding new articles, you're reading them, you're understanding them. That's really the goal with this objective, that's really the objective with this step, so that you're making these efforts and finding these new articles to read. So that said, you can use any articles you want from the reader. So you can reference Horowitz, you can reference Freeland. It's just that doesn't count towards the three articles that are required as part of the total that will be considered for your grade. So you're welcome to use those, and the idea being just that you're going out, you're finding these new resources and reading them successfully and incorporating them into your writing. So that said, you know now that you have those three outside sources, and two of them have to come from the library databases. And so you might be wondering, what does from the library databases mean? And that means that you're going to, let's go to library.sdsu.edu, and that means that you're going to the library website, and what you're doing is you're using OneSearch or another database search to find your resource. So you can use academic articles if you want. They can sometimes be a little bit difficult to read, but sometimes they have some really good information. You can use newspaper articles, entries in encyclopedias, so long as you are finding it through the library's website. That is going, it's an electronic source that you're finding through the library's website. That's what we're looking for. So you will need to have a link to the resource, so just be aware of that. And so that means that if you want to use OneSearch right here, just like we did in the library database training, or this one, the search for all. What that means is you might get books which aren't going to be, the sources that you can. Those aren't going to be from the library database, and so it's something you can still use. I'm just keeping so as to not give you more rules to have to keep track of, I'm just keeping those three outside sources, including the two articles from the library databases. So that means that you need to have that link to the resource. And so that's what that means when we say from the library databases. And you might think, after you do a couple searches, you might say there are no articles about my topic in the San Diego State library databases, and I doubt that. There's bound to be something in the library databases about your topic, and what I would say is you can get help from a librarian. If you look at the slides, I've included a link so that you can learn how to get help from a librarian. You can go, they have many different ways: in person, phone, text, email, chat. So the chat is going to be the option that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's a great option if you're up late at night and you need help with that, since the other options are only during the library's operating hours. So if you're on the library website and you're trying to get help, then you can go Help and Services, Ask a Librarian, and you get the same website that I just showed you, where you get all these different ways that you can contact the librarian. So given that, that is sort of your introduction to the databases. So I hope that makes sense, and we'll go into a little more depth and ask some other questions in the following videos.